Hi guys, me again. So let's get into this project straight off. Like I always say, no messing about. So in the back of my van here, I've got a couple of pieces of this 4x2 left. It's a bit twisted, and I just put it in the back of the van, and I'm waiting for the delivery, so I thought I'll just use this up on this project. Now, at the end of the project, you're going to see two variations. So when you see it, the first set bit finished, I go back and put an extra spin on the actual project. So watch it straight to the end. Now, it looks like there's two pieces there, but it come in like one big length, and I chop it down into two to put into the back of my van, and it actually looks bigger than it actually is. It always does on video for some reason. Like my belly looks bigger on the videos than it actually is. So anyway, I'm just making sure I get this sort of down on paper, not like my last project where, you know, I didn't sort of write anything down. And it's always good reference. Now, I've seen this design on the internet. It's not a new design. I've not come up with this design. I just want to put some bit of something different to it. A lot of designs, woodworking designs, are, you know, copied and stuff like that. And basically, that's what I'm doing here. I'm copying an existing design and just putting my little stamp on it. And that's what you can do with other designs. So I'm just marking everything out. I've just got to bear in mind this wood with the, it's like got like twist in it, and I think it's because of the weather changes here in the UK, coming from being cold to going quite hot, warm and hot in a short space of time. I think that's what does it. I might be wrong, but I think that's what does it. So a bit of practice with the old Japanese saw there. These saws are amazing. So I'm just going through the table saw, just ripping it down. So you can make these to any dimensions you want to make them. Tall, width, you know, finishes, paint, stain, you name it. The list is endless. And believe me when I say this, I've had this in my front room now for a day. We've had 4 people come visit the house, and every single one of them have commented on this, what I've made. It's a money spinner, trust me. Watch to the end, and you know, you will see why. It's just different to what everybody else is making. So I'm just lining everything up, and what I'm doing here, I'm just cleaning the ends of the wood up, and I do put some 45s on them thin pieces. I don't know if I get it in the clips here, me actually doing the 45s, but I do put the 45s in. So again, I'm just taking my time. And just to let you know, I will be starting doing the review, not reviews, but showing you sort of like new tools and stuff like that, sort of obscure brands and stuff. I'm going to try and get one out a week, so just keep your eyes peeled. I think when you're watching this is Sunday night, so you will have seen one on Friday. I'm trying to get me camera angles, some nice camera angles for you as well. I'm just trying to make me videos a little bit different. I don't do much editing or anything like that. It's just shoot, point and shoot, and just try and be as creative as I can. Me editing, everything you see, there's no double takes or anything like that. I never do that. And even with my voiceovers, it's all like one go, one hit. So if the dog starts barking, you'll hear the dog. If I get chased about by a wasp, because we've got an influx of them where I am at the minute, and you hear me screaming, that's because I've been stung. So a tip I picked up off the internet by one of the viewers is to stop the glue slipping when you're putting it together is a little pinch of salt. And I must say, it works fantastically. So a shout out to whoever sent that in the comments. I forget names, but your names don't come up as names sometimes. They come up as like long-winded numbers and random letters and stuff like that. So It's hard to sort of differentiate some of you sometimes. But and I do really appreciate you all watching. So anyway, I just want to say thank you to the person that commented that tip in, and any tips like that, and I will do them and I'll show them and I'll give recognition to whoever for them tips. And this is how we all learn, isn't it? We all sort of like learning together. How it should be. So just clamping everything here. It was a bit, the wood's a bit, it's a bit all over the place, to be perfectly honest with you. And I think that's because of that twist it was in the wood. I had to be really careful as I was running it through the table saw as well. So just be mindful of that if you're on a table saw. So I'm sanding everything down now to 150 grits. This will save me doing this later, because I'll not be able to get into all the little parts. So again, I'm using my new brad nailer, and I've got to say it's a vast improvement on that Rutland's one I had. This one it's just like night and day, and it is really good. I've not used it a lot up to now, but it's just a different beast. It's just a total transformation to the last one I had. For the good, that is, as well. So I'm just nailing them two sections together, and as you can see here, I'm just sort of like forming the outside sort of frame, sort of come legs sort of thing. Again, just giving everything a tickle over with a sander. And I'm just ripping some more of this. Just going nice and slow. Just making sure I'm not going to get any kickback from that wood. And just in case, I've got them doors open behind me as well. That's it, nice and easy. Just take your time. Whatever you're cutting through the table saw or the miter saw or anything with a blade on, just be really careful and mindful. So I'm just trimming some strips down here. And it's all cut to the size with a bit of spares over. Now I'm going 5 centimetres up from either end here, from the top and from the bottom. And glue. Make sure you get the glue on this section. And this bit, I mean, you know, I forgot to put a bit of salt on there. But this bit is a little bit tricky just to sort of like get it square. It's not hard, it's just a little bit tricky. So again, just nailing it in place. I think these were 25mm brads I was using on this. I've not given myself a lot of room there with that size, so if I was to go and make this again, this would be something I'd change out. These supports would be a little bit thinner, which would allow that wood to fit better. And it wouldn't really do anything for the structure. It wouldn't weaken the structure if it was a bit thinner anyway. It was just that I was just working with what I had. And that was it. Now this bit here, this is the base. Now you don't have to nail this down. This could be sort of left sort of like floating, if that makes sense. But I opt here just to nail it down. I think it's just that, you know, I've got a new tool, haven't I? And you just want to use, you know, you get a new tool and you want to use it. Like a kid in a candy shop. So I was using inches here. This is why I'm using this other tape measure to come up. I don't know what it was. I get this urge sometimes to, you know, here in the UK we tend to use millimetres more than anything. A lot of the older lot, you still use inches. I'm in that sort of age bracket where I use both. I tend to use both, and for some reason, I just got it in my head that I was using inches on that there. So you space out these here. They've got 45s cut on the top there. I didn't get the footage of that, but obviously you can see, just cut them all to the same size with a 45 on one end. And stagger these. You'll see what I mean when I say stagger them. You know, I'm just getting the sort of like by eye there. You know, I'm using my eye, making sure everything's sort of nice and level with that strip of wood I just put down. I think you sort of can guess what I'm making now. I'm making a contemporary planter. It's planter season, isn't it? And I just see people making planters, and they're all the same sort of generic sort of thing. And there's it's finished, but keep watching because I go back and do something else with this in a second. And that's it with pine, just plain old pine. And I like that clean look about it. You'll see it with the planting in a second. There it is with the plant. Excuse the plant. We need to dust it down. I need to get all the plants out and give them a dust. But I do like it. I like it like that. So I'm gonna burn it. So I've brought it back out. I'm gonna put this back in the house after this. Like I say, we had visitors, a few visitors, and they've all asking where they got it from and how much are they and all this kind of stuff. And I didn't want to sort of start saying, oh, I've made it, because I'll end up making like loads of them, and you know, I haven't got time for that. So what I just tend to do is I'm just going over it lightly because I'm just being on the cautious side. I don't want to burn it too much anyway. So I'll go over it sort of once and then go over it again just to get the bits that I've missed or that look a bit uneven. But I see some great designs using this. It's a Japanese trick. So if you wanted to put this outside, if you charred it back, I believe it brings the sap and the oils out the wood and makes it what a lot of, you know, water repellent and waterproof. I think it is. I think that's what it is. So again, I'm just sort of going over it, just touching it in again with the blowtorch. Just making sure I don't miss anything. I think for outside it might need a bit more blowtorch than that, but others better than me will know that. So make sure your blowtorch is off once you finish with it. The gas is off and it's on the off position. So here I'm not happy with the sort of sooty feel to it. So I'm giving it a rub down here with a 240 grit sandpaper just to knock it back, just to set the harsh sort of edge off, to get the soot off, and then making sure it's really, really clean. This is an important part. So I'm just going over it with a clear acrylic lacquer. That was a tongue twister. And it gets a couple of coats of this and lets it dry. And it just makes it pop there. See it popping? It brings it to life. That where I've made it a bit dull by knocking it back with a sander, it just brings it back up. And this again is another water protection for outside. But these are stunning for inside, really. And there's it's finished with the burning technique. Let me know in the comments what you think, which one you prefer, just in pine or the actual burn. And there it is with planting. I don't know what I prefer, to be perfectly honest with you. Oh, look at the dust on them plants. She's going to kill me. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. It's been a pleasure again. And I'll see you on the next one.